So we're here to talk a little bit about an exchange program, a research exchange program that we have at NUPI together with other Nordic institutes on international affairs. With me today is my colleague Nina Graeger from NUPI, and I'm Niklas Bremberg from NUPI. I think this exchange program has been a success in terms of it has really made it possible for us as researchers to come to our sister institutes in the Nordic countries quite easily. And that's good because it makes the ongoing collaboration that we have together easier, perhaps a little bit more accessible. I'm not sure if you're if you agree with that, but to me it has been very good to have you around, so I could knock on Nina's door when I need to, and perhaps also not knock on your door when you need to focus on other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a very good opportunity to have this program to come here and actually work together. It's fine with Skype and email and everything, but you actually also need to physically meet up to be able to discuss some of the things that we've been working on together. So I really appreciate the invitation I got, and of course the scholarship I got. So that's all fine, that's good. And of course we would like Niklas Bremberg to come to NUPI next year, and so we can continue our collaboration. We already have a plan for what we're going to do together. So we really encourage you, I could say that on behalf of NUPI, to come and to apply for the money and come over.
I'll happily do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, in terms of then what we do together, it's a project that we have on, it's on EU foreign and security policy, you could say. But what we want to do is that we want to draw on our previous research, and in terms of both theoretically and a little bit on kind of empirical work that we've done before. What we want to bring to the conversation, this is more kind of a way that we think of opening and broadening a conversation on EU foreign policy that draws upon what we would like to call a community or practice approach. So basically asking you things about what is it that actually drives EU foreign policy, or what can we actually say on the role of the EU in international politics if we look at it from the perspective of communities of practice.
Yes, I mean I came into this through a project some years ago called EU Perform, and after that I met with Niklas here, and we started to think about doing something together. And coming from a non-EU country, Norway, I of course had to look at NATO as well. So I'm looking at how EU and NATO are cooperating. So it's more like in the wider perspective of the EU foreign policy and security policy that I'm entering into the picture. And I've been working with practice approaches for quite some years now, looking at Norwegian security and defense policy, discourse and practices. So I'm bringing that perspective into our research on EU foreign policy and how we could get sort of a better understanding, or at least a different way of researching EU foreign policy and its relations with our other organizations that are important to security, such as NATO, for instance.
And I mean in terms of the implication of this kind of research, I think that was made apparent or obvious yesterday when we had a seminar here at UWI when we were talking about your research, and kind of when you look at EU-NATO relations from this perspective, you see that there's a lot more going on that you would expect if you only focus on formal institutions or basically the kind of the political level of interaction. And that I think could also perhaps teach us something on when we look at EU-NATO relations in the coming years, since there's so much talk about the crisis of...
Absolutely. No, that was sort of my take on it. People go to work every day, they meet, something is going on, even if there is a political stalemate on the very formal EU-NATO cooperation due to the Cyprus issue, right? I'll not go into the details there, but we see now, after the Ukraine crisis in 2014, but also now I think with the election of Donald Trump as US president, that there is a concern that Europe really has to, be more coherent, more cohesive, and really get a grip on its foreign and security policy in order to play a role and in order to matter, and also then to face some of the challenges and deal with them that we are facing today. So in terms of future research, I think that we will still see EU-NATO cooperation, but there will be, I think, a quite heavy pressure on the EU to sort of beef up its military posture as well as its foreign policies, I think. And then the global strategy is sort of just a starting point for that one, as I see it.
Well, I can just say I agree with you, and I'm very happy to have you here, Nina.
That's good.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you
with
for
us.
coming and for inviting me.
Thanks.